Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let Me Just Say This. I'm so happy to be back with you guys once again. I have been doing okay with the bi-weekly schedule, baby. When I tell you some things have been on my mind, I've been wanting to talk to y'all. So I've been posting a little bit more on the Instagram page, child. If you do not follow on the Instagram, I tell you every episode, go follow on Instagram. We go up over there. Also, the TikTok is going up as well, so go follow over there. All that will be linked below. Additionally, I'm really proud to announce that I am an affiliate partner with NordVPN. Child, if you don't know what a VPN is, or if you've never used one, I implore you, use my link, get NordVPN. I've been using NordVPN for like ever, so I can definitely vouch it is a great VPN, my fave for sure. And let me just say this, if you are ever moving shiesty, okay? Use a VPN. Use a VPN. Protect your identity when you go out. Protect your network and all your information with a VPN. And if you guys want to help me out, you can go ahead and use the link in my bio and in the description. So yeah. Okay, so today I don't really want to do too long of an episode, but I am going to touch on breakups. It's been on my mind a lot, not just in my personal life, but what I've been seeing on social media. And child, when I say breaking up is hard to do, it is hard to do. And being broken up with is even harder. And I want to talk to you guys about that today because I know a lot of people are probably going through that right now. And I don't know. I got a little something to add to the conversation. But before that, let me do a quick little life update. So, of course, as you know, I switched the podcast upload schedule to bi-weekly, which means I have a lot more free time on my hands at the times when I'm not recording and editing and all that other stuff. And I absolutely am working on sponsorships and partnerships to bring to you guys. But I definitely have found myself in a space where I'm kind of bored sometimes. Like, really, I have been on TikTok way more now because I have so much more time. So I've been trying to post more on the podcast TikTok, my personal TikTok. You can follow both of those if you would like, but of course follow the podcast, like I said before, child. But I just find myself with more time on my hands, so I'm just seeing more things, and I think it's been great to have a little bit more of a break, and it's been really good to have some time to kind of just recoup and get my creative juices flowing. But I definitely will say that I miss recording every week. I miss talking to you guys every week, but I'm working on some other things for you. So I hope to bring it to you soon. I genuinely believe that breaking up is probably one of the hardest things to do. Whether you are the person that is walking away from the situation or you are the person being broken up with, I think it can be devastating. And even then, the hit might not be as hard, but it still hurts. I think no matter what the situation is, whether it's a long time coming or it's abrupt, it is really difficult. And I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media about knowing when to walk away. And I post these things myself, knowing when to walk away and leaving at the first red flag and, not being afraid to leave. Um, I don't think we talk enough about not being afraid to be left. I can speak for myself when I say that I have abandonment issues. So I do have a fear of someone deciding one day, actually, I don't want you anymore. I'm going to leave you. And sometimes that results in me being the person to step back first. If I feel like things are going left, or if I feel like we aren't compatible, or if I feel like, it's just not going the right way, my first instinct is to jet. I'm not going to lie. The fight or flight in me, I go with flight every time, baby. I'm a free bird. I got to get up out of there. And it's not always the best way to handle things. My best friend Shabria had sent me a Twitter thread. And essentially what she had said was, people who are emotionally healthy leave relationships. They are quitters and they know when to quit. They know when it's time to throw in the towel. Because they know that moving on is what's best for them. And I think when you're able to discern from when you are running versus when you are quitting because you know it's best for you, I feel like it is easier to handle letting someone go. However, I will just say this, child. I don't believe in leaving until you're ready because it's just going to result in relapse. It's just going to result in you experiencing more pain, to be honest. And if you are a person who is contemplating breaking up with someone, or you are thinking about leaving your situation, but you are not sure, I will want you to ask yourself, is your decision final? Are you really ready to go? Or are you just going to come back? Are you just going to, run to somebody else? And we're going to talk about that a little later, what not to do when you're going through a breakup. But breakups are pretty big decisions. You can't just walk in and out of anybody's life, and you can't have one foot out the door at all times. I feel like you need to decide if you're going to be all in it or you're not. And if you are a person and you're wondering if your partner is contemplating, leaving you, or if they are all in it or not, that's a conversation that needs to be had. Because going through the ups and downs, I don't understand how some people go through the makeup to breakup cycle all the time. Hate it. I don't ever want to be in that situation ever again. Trust me, I have been and have had my days and my times where I was like, I'm done with that person. And I went back, and then I was done again. And then I went back. And I'm like, now, where I am now, with the person I'm with now, I'm like, okay, I can't run from all the problems. I can't hide from the things that I'm not ready to handle. I have to know how to move through conflict in my relationship. And the answer isn't always breaking up. Sometimes it is. Sometimes, like I said, it's a long time coming. Sometimes two people just aren't compatible. Sometimes y'all just don't know how to love each other. And you, at the end of the day, can't get to the point where you learn each other. And in those instances, know when to call it. And that takes a lot of emotional intelligence. That takes a lot of knowing yourself. And I'm just now getting to that point after all that I've been through, right? That I know for myself when it's done, when I'm done, and when I'm ready to go. And, you know, seeing the signs that things may be going left with your partner in the off chance that you feel like they might be ready to take a step back from you. Okay, so let's just start with the things not to do after a breakup. Okay, listen, I don't care what anybody says. You are not going to get over somebody by dealing with someone new. All you're going to do is fill the void with that person. All you're going to do is project all those emotions and feelings that you had for your ex onto your new person. You're going to attach mad fast. And you're going to probably end up in a situationship. And you're probably going to end up with somebody that you essentially don't even want to be with in the long run. It's a rebound. It's a place filler. You feel me? It is to fill that void. It is to help you manage your emotions. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Like I am an advocate of if one nigga don't work, get a new one. However, you need to take your time in between. Because if you're not ready, if you're not over your past relationship and you try to move into something else, I guarantee you, if you think you're going to heal properly while dealing with someone new, and their emotions, it's gonna end up it's gonna end up bad. I don't think it's gonna end well at all. Take your time. Don't run to somebody else. And definitely don't run to the person who's been on your line. Like, I see a lot of things of people like, I got one backup person that I know if my person don't work out, I can go turn to them. You feel me? Like that's my plan B. Hate that shit. Hate that shit. Okay? Just because you broke up with your man does not mean this is the opportunity for you to give that guy who's been wanting to give you attention this whole time some attention. Because essentially you're just doing that because you are craving it. You're just doing that because you are out of a relationship. And like I said, you need to fill a void. And now you're feeling with somebody who probably has genuine feelings for you. And it's probably not reciprocated. it's probably not reciprocated. All right, now this one right here, I know is going to be really hard for those people who have been in really long relationships and have had, you know, invested a lot of time into your ex's friends and their family, and your lives are intertwined. But listen, after that breakup, I need you to let his family go. After that breakup, I need you to understand that his mama is not your mama. Unless, you had children with that man, or, that's really the only scenario why I think it's appropriate to continue having a relationship with your ex's parent. Um, the thing is, your ex's family is not your family. And hanging on to them, the family, the friends, the pets, all of that, it just keeps you attached. It keeps you attached. And I think it kind of prevents that person from moving on as well. Like, if your ex's mom, who you have no ties to outside of your ex, is still inviting you to Thanksgiving dinner, that is a problem. You need to decline. You need to decline. If you are still talking to them regularly, I think it's okay to once in a while, hey, how are you doing? However, keeping constant communication and seeing your ex's family often, especially when you're fresh out of the relationship, I think within that first year, it's okay to cut ties. I think everybody should get cut off, to be honest. Like, all the family, all the friends, you know what I'm saying? Unless there is some familial tie, cut it. Cut it loose so that you can move on. I don't think anybody can adequately move on hanging on to the remnants of their relationship, and the family is included in that. Now, this last don't, child, is a given, but I'm gonna tell you now, if you are in this situation and you are thinking this way, do not give up on love, child. Next 15 one coming. I know that sounds crazy because you're feeling like, damn, ain't nobody else out there for me. The person I wanted didn't work out with them, I understand wholeheartedly. When I went through my breakup, I wondered to myself if I would ever find anybody who would match what I had with him. Plot twist, child. I found a couple. And that's just to say that what I had with him wasn't what I thought it was. It wasn't as grand as I thought it was. And even then, I have a friend who went through a breakup. They were separated for a year, like not together, came back together, whole ass engaged now. Don't give up on what could happen. When people change and grow and evolve and they want to be together, they will be together. Even through the ups and downs, even through the breakups, because sometimes that shit is needed for you to grow. Sometimes you need to lose that person and really lose yourself so that you can find who you are meant to be. And breakups, I feel like, are the catalyst for that a lot of the time. So maybe in the future, there is a possibility for you and that person to rekindle, but I need you to understand that can only happen if you are both mutually interested in growth and you are both mutually interested in being together and being better for each other. Now, if that is clearly not an option, right? You have to move on, but you also have to be conscious that there's always somebody else out there. If something does not work out, you're not going to be alone forever. You're not going to feel this way forever. You're not. I had posted something on TikTok and I went through the comments, and it just made me so sad because it feels like a lot of people feel like the person who they want doesn't want them. They have unrequited love. Or they feel like they can't ever find anything right for them. And they wonder, like, damn, why can't I find my person? Or why doesn't it ever work out? Bro, you got to search from within. When you start to give up on love, I feel like you're now starting to give up on yourself. And inherently, I think that is what's going to prevent you from finding what is meant for you in the future. Now, the do's of a breakup, baby. And this is whether you did the breaking up or you was broken up with, okay? You have to work on yourself. Like I said before, you have to get back to yourself. When you're in a relationship, sometimes I think we like lose ourselves, and our identity becomes our relationship. Any way that you spin it, after that is finished, you got to find who you are now, because you're probably not the same person. You're probably not the same person. The things that you wanted probably aren't the same as when you first met, your ex. And I think taking the time to explore yourself and understand who you are first, to love on yourself first, to mend your heart first, is probably the best thing you can do for yourself. And I know, as cliche as it sounds, you're not going to get anywhere unless you fixed what's going on in here. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to go and be in these cycles, or you're going to, hopefully not, but most likely be in relationships where you're experiencing the same things and probably self-sabotaging and not able to actually grow and evolve with your partner. So, number one for sure, take time and feel it. Feel your feelings. I said this before. I had a breakup episode in season 1. You have to feel your feelings. Breaking up with somebody or leaving a relationship is like mourning a death. It literally physically hurts. It physically hurts your body. Allow yourself to heal. Allow your heart and your body and your spirit to recover. And the only way you can do that is if you feel it. The only way you can do that is if you sit in it, which is why it's a problem if you go and try to search for some sort of relief through somebody else, because you're not actually handling what got you here in the first place. You're not actually facing the emotions and the feelings and the trauma and the triggers that have been developed from the ending of that chapter of your life. Now, when you are ready, do get back out there. Do explore and learn yourself again through dating, but realistically. And this is something that happens a while out. They say it takes like a year to recover from a breakup. I would say maybe like 3 months post breakup, it's appropriate to start dating again. I started dating 1 month post and I ended up in a situationship for like 2 months. So I would say 3 months post, it's okay to start dating again and see, what you like, what you want for your future relationship. Of course, this is all situational, because I know some people get out of a relationship and already have the person that they wanted to be with and all that other shit. I think those are exceptions. However, I think most people need a little bit of time. So after that point where you have healed a bit, you have learned more about yourself and you have mourned a bit, now it's okay to get out there. Don't be afraid to get back out there. Go out, meet people, and date and have fun and learn yourself again. You don't have to run and rush into a relationship again. It's okay to just do something light for a little bit. And then, when you're really ready, when you're really healed, and when you're really able to give your heart again, then, it's you can go on and find someone, that you feel is appropriate for you. The last thing I want to touch on is, I know that a lot of people handle breakups very differently. Some people go through that cycle of moving on really fast and don't handle the emotions till later on or in the back end. Some people take a lot of time and spend a lot of time alone, to handle everything and go through the motions. I would just say, in any situation that you're in where something ended, whether it was for the best, whether it was expected, whether it was abrupt, whether, it was unwanted, there is space and time and room for you to analyze what happened in your relationship, where things went left, and in what ways you want to improve for your next relationship, so that it can be successful and so that it can be healthy, and apply those things. Apply them. if you are not learning from these situations, from these failed relationships or failed situationships, or, I think that you are doomed to be stuck in unhealthy situations and in cycles. And so I think it's really important to sit down and take time, like real time, substantial time, to figure out how you got to this point and how you are going to maneuver so that you aren't in a situation like this again, so that you aren't putting yourself, like I said, in a repeated cycle of heartbreak, because that shit fucking sucks and nobody wants to be there. Everybody wants their person. Nobody wants things to end. Of course not, but sometimes it does. And like I said, if you aren't learning from it so that you can apply it and be better for the next one, you might just be lost in the sauce. Child, I know TikTok and Instagram and Facebook been on your line. One thing about it, and two things for sure: when you are going through some shit, TikTok is gonna show up and be like, actually, girl, I have the perfect TikTok about you that applies to your situation. I hope that if you see things that are helpful, that you apply them and you listen. However, it's easy to get caught up in that like rabbit hole of relationship talk and relationship Instagram, where everything seems like it's screaming at you. And of course, trust, the signs and all that jazz and your intuition. However, switch up the narrative. You don't always have to sit in things that evolve around a failed relationship or unrequited love or feeling sad or a person not appreciating you. Sometimes it's better to find other things to occupy your mind so that you're not constantly thinking about your breakup. You're not constantly thinking about what you're not getting. You feel me? And I think it helps you get back to yourself a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there for anybody that's going through a breakup or contemplating a breakup. Like I said, I know it's hard, baby, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Like, trust me. And if it's been, several breakups in the making, I just want you to know, child, you probably done been through something worse. You probably have been through something worse. And if this is the worst you have ever felt, imagine how good you're gonna feel once you get through it. Whatever the world, the universe, whoever throws at you, been there, done that. And at least now, I'm strong enough to get through some shit that really could have wrecked me. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. So I really hope this helps someone. I really hope, you guys enjoyed this little episode I have for you today. I will be back with you guys in 2 weeks, child. But until then, go follow on the Instagram. I post regularly on Instagram and TikTok. So might not have an episode every week, but you will have something on those platforms every week. So go and follow, okay? Everything will be in the description. And like I said, if you need a VPN, use my affiliate link. Help your girl make some money, okay? Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.